This morning's Farm Report is sponsored by LS Tractor. Start blue, stay blue.
This year, make LS Tractor your all-season workhorse. From spring applications using LS tillers, box blades, rotary cutters, and grapples, to winter applications utilizing LS snow blowers, blades, and brooms. With this lineup, there's no job you can't do with LS tractors and implements. Learn more at lstractorusa.com or check out your local LS dealer.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to be back. I'd like to get into a little presentation titled Borrowing Strategies for Young Farmers. Farming, after all, is a business, and to successfully plant your crop and harvest it, it takes capital to do so, and one must be mindful of how you go about borrowing, how to do it, and mainly how to pay it back. Newer operators should present a repayment plan, according to an economist. At a recent conference, a group of aspiring young farmers asked how they could enhance their chances of securing loans on a higher interest rate in a higher interest rate environment. For starters, think from the lender's perspective. They must examine risk and repayment capacity. They must analyze a loan from many different angles with collateral, often land or real estate, as the ultimate backup. Young farmers often don't have collateral. A less tenured one without equity and assets must take a different approach. In many cases, your success in obtaining credit will be based on your potential to present a plan with strategies and action. You must have the confidence to execute that plan and have a system to monitor it. Here is a suggested three-step plan. This three-step plan is as follows. Develop a written business plan. Make sure it articulates your core values and short-term and long-term goals. Number 2, get finances in order. Develop both personal and business balance sheets that detail equipment and cattle inventories. If you are already in business, include at least 3 years of historical income statements. A Schedule F tax form is acceptable as an income statement, but an actual adjusted income statement with changes in the big 6, that being inventories, accounts payable, accounts receivable, prepaid expenses, supplies, and accrued expenses, will be the icing on the cake to present a true representation of business profitability. Number 3, develop a monthly or quarterly projected cash flow. Include financial sensitivity testing in at least 4 areas: production, prices, cost, and interest rates, especially if your proposed or existing debt is structured with a variable interest rate. This will illustrate that you have critically thought out the assumptions that could either enhance or derail your pathway to business success. Then know the top ratios. Understand your lender's favorite financial ratios. Some popular ones are debt service coverage, working capital to expenses, current debt to asset, and operating expenses. While a lot of extra work, these tips can enhance your management, improve profits used to repay loans, reduce risk to the lender, and make your business more sustainable in the future. That is just an overview of how many of our farmers go about borrowing their money and financing their farming operations. And it's a big subject, it's a serious subject, and to be successful in it, you need to have records and details and have them available. I'm very pleased to reach out now to the 4-H Club. 4-H is a wonderful training service group for young people. And here is a little overview of 4-H and some activities here in the state. The thought of speaking in front of people can cause some of us to break out in a cold sweat. Now imagine entertaining the group with a story or humor improvised on the spot. Angela Galloway, 4-H agent in Scotland County, knows the feeling from performing at area improv clubs. It can be intimidating, but the challenge of overcoming anxiety and being instantly creative is overwhelmingly positive, so much so that she incorporates it in her youth development work. I've done an improv program project at 4 mobile and elementary schools, she says. She's done an improv program at a middle school, she says. Kids who were shy, quiet, nervous, getting up in front of people, by the end of the class, they're laughing, they're loud, they're participating. Their confidence is different. This fall, Galloway plans to launch a 4-H improv program. It builds confidence, builds self-esteem, she says. I see this project being an amazing fit in Scotland County, really all over. An improv program might seem like an odd choice for a traditional 4-H club, but it's perfect as a special interest group. 4-H is North Carolina State Extension's youth development program. Traditional clubs last for a semester or year and are typically focused on livestock, agriculture, and environmental stewardship, healthy living, science and technology, and community involvement. Spin clubs cover several topics in 6 months instead of just one. They are designed to introduce topics, gauge interest for potential longer-term clubs, and recruit new members. Parents see it as a short-term commitment. Kids see it as an opportunity to try something new, and it is a great way to expose the community to the other areas of 4-H, says Nikki Carpenter, 4-H agent in Burke County. Carpenter has often short-term clubs in sewing, culinary creations, and creative arts. She has created clubs for teenagers and for clover buds, which would be in the K through 3rd grade category. When you can expose them to more hands-on opportunities to see what they're good at and what they like, it opens doors to pursue interests and strengths that can even lead them in different career and college paths. That's what Carpenter says. Crystal Starks, 4-H agent in Union County, was one of the first to initiate spin clubs in North Carolina. Spin clubs are a great tool to introduce 4-H to the non-traditional audiences, those kids who really don't know what it is, she says. I've done everything from robotics to mindfulness. I've even done a crochet and knitting club. Sometimes spin clubs evolve into traditional clubs. That's what's happened with Union County's robotics and knitting and crocheting clubs. Jessica Hamilton, Wayne County 4-H agent, has been doing spin clubs for a couple of years. She has offered short-term programs about agriculture, robotics, sewing, food and nutrition, information technology, and beekeeping. We get ideas based on what kids are interested in or what they feel they need to learn about, or if we have a volunteer who has a passion for something, Hamilton says. We try to work with them and make it happen. Wayne County is home to Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. Short-term spin clubs can appeal to children of service members. Sometimes some of our kids who get super involved are also on the base, and they might get moved, Hamilton says. They like this non-traditional club aspect because they don't feel like they're committing to something and then having to give up on it. Regardless of the reason for joining a spin club, young people who participate in this, it's a very positive experience, and it can lead to a long-term club membership and long-term benefits. That, ladies and gentlemen, is all the time we have today, and I'm sorry to have to abbreviate this, but I've enjoyed being with you, and I look forward to being with you next week. Thank you so much, and have a good week, and God bless you.